What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Prime Owen. He is 91 rated and the second review from the free icon SBCs that came out today. We have had Kaka, Owen, and then also we have had Roy Keane. So Owen is coming in a little bit cheaper, 430-ish on both consoles. Not badly priced, to be honest, in comparison to his transfer market is about 550 to 560 on both consoles in terms of transfer, or in terms of tradable, in fact. So relatively good little kind of profit off. We're going to have a look at the SBC at the end. We'll have a look at in-games in just a second, and then we'll have a look at the gameplay in the middle. So if you do enjoy these videos, make sure you like and subscribe. What do you reckon to Owen? Who's your favourite English striker? Let me know down below, and let's get into the review. So if we do look at Owen, he is a 3-star skiller, 4-star weak foot, 5'8", right-footed, and he has got a medium, 90 shooting, or 90 pace in fact, 89 shooting, 94 finishing, 94 attacker positioning. Honestly, it's a strange one with him because he seems like he should be relatively good. He should be good on the agility, should be a little kind of like nippy player. Back in the day, bit of a poacher. That's really kind of what he was known for. Obviously, I don't know the start of his career too much. I know kind of like mid to end, if anything. And the card isn't awful, but for me, paying 430 for a card like this, I probably would just go get somebody else. I know, obviously, I always have the argument. You can do this card for necessarily free if you wanted to grind the game, or you could do it for, obviously, coins, untradeable cards, rather than straight out just putting money into it. So there is kind of like that level of worth there to be able to get an icon. If you grind the game enough, the bronze to silver to gold, you could do it. It will take a long time, but you could do it. Same with Torres and obviously Kaka, the more expensive ones. You could do it. You have got plenty of time to definitely do it, but that will probably be your main focus for quite a few weeks to get all of them teams set up. But in terms of this one, pacey good, finishing's nice, dribbling's okay, it seems decent. Strength and aggression is non-existent. No real jumping, no heading. Stamina is barely just getting by, and really no passing. So for me, it's a bit of a letdown for a prime. I genuinely thought he would be a hell of a lot better. Obviously, his mid seems to be up there in terms of obviously having a +1 more of the pace, but obviously it takes away 3 of the shooting. So again, it all depends on what you want to do. For me, you do need something like an engine or something more on this card. You need something to really kind of like get his motor running, basically. If you do put an engine, it's an 89 rated striker. If you went all out hunter, you get 99 pace, 94 shooting, you get a 91 rated striker. Or you could go for the finisher, keep the 90 pace, get the 95 shooting and the 94 dribbling, which again I think is relatively up there, and I probably would drop him back into like that kind of centre forward role more than going striker and having someone with a bit more playability, somebody who's got a little bit more about them in terms of dribbling and getting the ball forward. But anyway, let's look at some gameplay. He scored quite a few goals, and that is the surprise there, but I will show you what it's like. So going into some gameplay with him, honestly manages to get through in behind the defence quite a lot, and he does have a relatively nice shot on him, and I'd say 8 out of 10 he normally goes in if they're kind of not necessarily guaranteed chances, but it's kind of like something like similar like this. A cross goal, he's normally pretty consistent with it, and I will give him that. That is always a nice little kind of thing that he's got, and he does manage to get in behind quite a lot with the right players. If you play the right ball, he is fantastic with it. It's kind of just how much it is, and he needs players around him. He's not a solo striker, which I think you look at the likes of Mbappe, Mane, Ronaldo. They don't necessarily need players around them. Yes, it always helps, but they don't, again, need players like that. We see this guy, and I don't get what his defending was all about there. He just led him through time and time again, managing to go across him. He's got a lovely little bit of a finesse on him. I don't think he has the trait, actually. We'll have a look at that in the overall, but I think he just manages to get through quite a lot, and we see a nice little ball. We try and kind of cut back here, looking for that end, and he manages to just poach it on the end, and that's what he's perfect for. He's got really good reactions for the shot, so definitely utilize that if you are looking at this. And I think for me, look at the loan. always look at these loans, because in friendlies, obviously they don't count, so you can use them as much as you want, and realistically you've already got your team pretty set up. So I would definitely be looking at any sort of loans that you can use, because then you've got pretty much icons for absolute free, unlimited amount of times, and you didn't really have to spend the 1.5 mil to do them. So if we are going into the overall then, so I've given them an 8.2. I feel like as a striker, there's plenty out there, and striker is probably the most competitive place. You can normally only have two. Some people play with one, and that one striker has got to be amazing. He's got to be the best, and I think Owen for me falls short of a list of many strikers, even if we just take a quick look at players and just have a quick look at strikers. So if we look at it, obviously you've got the top dogs. You've got R9, you've got Cruyff, Eusebio, Puskas, Messi, well, it's Messi I suppose, Ronaldo, Mbappe, and then you've got the likes of like Dalglish, Butra, I've heard not good things about. I've not really tried him too much. Cantona, then Hullet centre forward, of course. Del Piero's quite a nice one, depending on what version. You've got Eto'o. You're talking high rated, a lot more in terms of cost. But then you look at some things like you've got Ian Rush, you've got Shevchenko, you've got Shearer, Trezeguet. There is a hell of a lot of competition to go with a striker, and you can literally see the levels, the amount of strikers that you have got at literally 89 to 91 rated. Then you kind of go to the lower rated ones. You look at people who love Haaland, you look at Aubameyang, you look at Dybala, I suppose, in some sense, Firmino's freeze card, Vardy. There's so many options that you kind of just, you almost need to kind of be wary of who you're actually picking as your striker. And I think Owen for me would be down the list a considerable amount of places, just because he's easily replaceable. He's not got the skill moves. The weak foot's nice. The pace is decent. Obviously, you've got a bit of shooting. Again, there is players with pace and shooting out there. 88 dribblings. Again, I can't really complain too much about that. But no strength. Stamina's low-ish for an icon 91. 80 stamina for me is not enough. We've only got a limited amount of heading, in my opinion. I think 5'8", he's not going to really head that much. So you want someone more 5'10", 5'11". And then passing it's pretty abysmal. Passing is, I think, obviously you do put a what's it called, finisher on, then obviously you do get some really nice stats for the shooting and dribbling, but it still leaves out the passing, still leaves out strength, stamina and aggression. And then heading 5'8", it runs its course for me. But in terms of the SBC, obviously I've put Gerrard as the link, Lineker as a very similar player that you could go. And in terms of what you can do for this SBC, you've got the bronze and silver, which is obvious, it's the standard. You've got an 82 rated team, 1 in form. You've got an 84, 1 in form, 1 Liverpool player. You've got an 85 with no inform, and an 85 with an inform, and a Liga Santander. So you could easily do this with the 81 to 87, and I think there potentially is an 82 to 88 coming out, which makes this SBC so much easier. Literally, you can grind that, you can make your coins from just sniping and trading, and then just putting it into that, and you'll get this done in no time. It's really not a hard one, but for me, I would be looking at the icon SBC first rather than doing this card, because I feel like you could have the chance to get better. Granted, you have the chance to get worse as well, and there is no primes and packs in terms of icon SBC packs, but I just think I'd wait on this one. I really wouldn't go full guns blazing with him, especially before Team of the Year. I think you definitely need to wait and reassess, because you could go and pack Team of the Year, Ronaldo and Mbappe, and literally there is no reason to get this Owen. I suppose if you do an Owen, you're a fan of either Liverpool, Owen himself, or obviously just want icons in your club. So personally for me, I'd wait for Team of the Year and then see where we're at. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know down below what you think, and also, like I say, who is your favourite English striker? Let me know down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.